Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Ben from Should I Get It? In this video I'm going to be testing the Canon PIXMA Pro-100 with some 13 by 19 photo paper included from Canon to test. So I'm using the ink that came with the printer and the photo paper that Canon shipped out with it as well. I bought it from B&H with the rebate deal, so this was actually only 50 bucks. Right now I have that 13 by 19 inch paper loaded into the rear tray, and I have my file loaded up. I just put the paper in, so I'm going to hit resume, and then I'm going to start a stopwatch, see how long this print takes. So here we go, and hopefully the quality is good. So here's the original file linked in the description, so you can check that out. It's the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's a 13 by 19 inch file. I boosted the contrast and the brightness a little bit because I did a test print earlier, which I can't seem to find right now. Actually, it's right here, of the McLaren 570S that I shot. You can see that right here. And it came out a little dull looking, so the greens weren't very bright. It's lacking some contrast for sure, and it was a little darker than the original file. So I boosted the brightness about half a stop on Lightroom, and then I brought the contrast up about 40 points. So we'll see how this looks. This is printing from a JPEG exported from Lightroom, and then I did all the print settings in Preview on my Mac, as I'm not used to the Lightroom print settings yet, since this is my first printer. A couple things about the printer. It weighs 65 pounds, so I kind of had the idea that I was going to keep it in the garage, and then when I needed it, I would put it on the desk and print. It's a giant freaking printer, so that's not going to happen. So keep in mind, if you're ordering this printer, probably any photo printer, it's really heavy, it's not going to be very portable, and you'll need a big spot for it. So as you can see, I used to have my PC set up here. Now it's just the printer because I just use my MacBook, thankfully. But anyways, I'm going to fast forward through the print here. As you can see, the stopwatch is running on my iPhone, and we'll see how long this takes. Alright, so it's been printing for about 6 minutes now, and it has almost half the image done. I just want to say really quickly, I'm really impressed so far with the detail and the colors that are coming out of this printer. Keep in mind, I've never had a photo printer before, so this might just be that I'm going from like a regular office printer to an actual photo printer, but take a look at the details here. You can see that the gradient in the sky is showing up very nicely. You can even see the little light streaks right here in the sky. So all these little details are coming out super nicely. You can also see the difference in the shaded areas of this building here and the bright spot from the light there, and the beautiful different colors coming out in the water. So I'm really excited for this print to finish and to let it dry and hang it up on my wall. So I'm going to keep the time lapse going from here on out, but I just want to say honest first impressions with a big print here. I'm really happy with it so far, so we'll see how the rest of the bridge and water comes out, but first impressions, I'm really happy. For 50 bucks, I don't think it could be any better than this, but it'll be interesting to see how much ink it used, because it was totally full when I checked supply levels before printing, and I have a feeling that one image might be like 10 to 20% of the ink capacity. So we'll see. Hopefully I can print out a few other images for my wall, but let the time lapse continue here, and we are, out of curiosity, at the 7.5 minute mark. So probably going to be about 15 minutes to print the whole image. It's kind of doing that final push. So a couple other things to note. The center of the bridge here seems really, really bright, and the building seems normal. So I'll go ahead and take a look at my edit again. I could definitely darken that down in Lightroom, as the original exposure is much darker. So I'm not too worried about that. I know if I play with the settings, the printer could do a great job. Then also, if you take a look at the blacks here in the rocks, you can see that the detail is still there. So it didn't just go all black, thankfully. And you can see that there is still detail. So let me pull this print out and put it in the light for you guys. Alright, so from start to finish of loading the paper and hitting print to actually having this image completely done and out of the printer, it took 12 minutes 35 seconds. So it's not the fastest printer from what I know, but you know, I'm sure there are slower printers as well. I'm happy with this print for sure. So the only thing is the bridge is a little bit bright for me, so if I were to reprint, which I probably won't, I would definitely burn this in Lightroom. But in terms of printer capabilities, this is definitely a good printer. So you can see here it looks a little bit, I don't know, old school or cartoonish, or like a low-res PNG almost right here. There's not much detail on the trees, but again, I don't have the file on my laptop right next to me to reference right now, so I can't say too many bad things about this. For $50, this is a no-brainer. Should you get it? Yes. You can see all the detail in the bridge here. You can see the little gradients in the sky. There's definitely some texturing going on up here, which I'm not a huge fan of, but again, from a distance for a 13x19 print, for $50, it's not bad. Now I'm going to go take a look at the supply levels of the printer and see how much ink this print used right here, so let's check that out. Canon options and supplies. Supply levels, so it was updated right now. Alright guys, so here are the supply levels. You can see 11:26 a.m., which is right now, got updated. It seems like the printer hasn't registered that any ink was used somehow, so I don't know if the ink cartridges last for a lot of prints. If it lasted for the 50 pages that they supplied with the printer, I would be in total disbelief. But for right now, I think, you know, I should be able to pull off at least 5 of these prints, which would be great on my wall. So if you have any questions about this printer, leave a comment below. I'll try and find an answer for you. But if you can find the deal that I got, which was the $100 off and then a $250 rebate from B&H Photo Video, which I know they've done a couple times now for this printer, I would highly recommend it. You know, this way I just saw the picture, I thought, oh, this would be great to have on my wall. I have a printer in the other room and I printed it, and that's it. So for 50 bucks, I'll be able to get quite a few 13x19 prints, it seems. And the ink is pretty pricey. It's about $100 total for the 8 cartridges to refill them, so hopefully it'll last a while. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.